So when you find yourself in a position that perhaps you're beginning to question, like you reach that age, right, and you're like, hold on a second, like I'm no longer a kid, right? I'm kind of I'm seeing things a bit different. You'll find that a lot of people will single you out, right, for questioning the quote unquote good world we live in, where flus are rapid, where concerning amounts of abuse are still prevalent. And all of these topics go unspoken of. And should you be seen speaking of any of this, you'll get called out. I say this because I think that the main thing I want to get across is people need to speak. Like if you have the opportunity to speak, you need to speak. I think the only people who perhaps are stopping you from speaking are those people who deep down inside resent themselves, okay, and are afraid to actually embrace the truth about life, okay. And I think the truth at times can be a bit it can be a bit concerning, right? And that's something that a lot of people despite telling you that they are on path to a good life, like you it just makes you wonder where people are going, okay. Again, I say this because the main thing I want people to know is you have to be very careful who you more or less allow to change the way that you handle or approach situations. You need to be careful with the type of stuff you consume, and particularly with like some of those self-limiting beliefs that perhaps older people may instill within you. A lot of people you will find have just settled, right? And it harms them. Like it genuinely offers them offense to see you trying to break out of this this cocoon, right? Because you're gonna find that when you more or less grow past the barrier of school in particular, that life becomes complex, okay, and some of the things that you thought you had time for, you realize you really have to start questioning your priorities, okay. And that's the main issue that you'll find a lot of people have, right? They there's a lack of prioritization, right? Whose opinion matters the most, for instance, or what activities matter, because the world, contrary to what people try to put you in a cocoon, the world is massive. There are a lot of people in this world. There are a lot of places to visit, right? There's opportunity. So I don't know who tried to more or less limit your ability to confide to a flat culture, right? That promotes a flat system, right? This would only come from a flat person. And I do not mean that with disrespect, because like I told you, for some people, the cultural norm works. But I think you'll find that a lot of people are beginning to just wonder, like, hold on a second. The support when it comes to loans, when it comes to debt, that's a real factor that I need to take in. And school has not actually taught me anything about that. Yet I'm jumping into a world where they have taught me to depend on what they have instructed. So your only resort at that point is to really understand the importance of just growing past these cult societies, because they want you to believe what they believe. They're afraid for you to believe something else. And I will let you know again, if you come to them with an opposing belief, tradition, culture, yeah, it's gonna get awkward. Like your identity is going to be questioned, right? Like it gets deep. I'm gonna be real with you. There will be times where perhaps, because they can't see things the way you see them, and you can't see things the way they see it, because you're growing up, you have more cultural outlook, beyond the oppressive manner in which people force their beliefs and their ideals, right? They'll call you out for sure, right? But it's very important that your idea and your overall goal is just to be realistic. Sometimes in life you gotta be realistic, and I mean it. If that girl doesn't like you, move on. The world is full of people, man. Like I don't know what to tell you. If your job is in causing you pain, quit. That's not the only job on the market, right? Like you need to learn when to just pull that card, right? And more often than not, I think we're afraid. We're very afraid because we think that's the only opportunity. It's a very crazy trick that a lot of people like to pull on us. Like that is the only feasible option for us at the time. And I can only advise you, right? At the end of the day, I'm not here to influence people. What you do with your life, I'd say, is just like, that's on you. But at the end of the day, I've seen way too many people fall into that trap, right? And I mean it. Like, if you do not pull away from those people who are limiting you right now, you are gonna get yourself into a lot of concerning situations. It's gonna get bad. If you do not get away from people who are not supporting your ideals, who do not actually believe in you, okay? If you do not get away from those environments where you know you have outgrown, it's not going to be fun, right? Because the truth is those types of environments like that have stopped. They don't have any actual function beyond promoting fear and hatred, right? And again, this is the truth that I think you didn't want to hear. I think people were more or less like, cheer up, have hope, life will be good. I just have to give you the facts, man. Like you can do that, but at the same time, I'm gonna tell you what to expect, okay? Because a lot of people do not want to see you happy. I mean it, right? They don't want to see you happy. They genuinely are. They are limited and they are stuck. They use age as an excuse, not understanding. I've seen 90-year-olds who have ran marathons. So I personally just want that to emphasize my point. And if you do not believe me, simply just Google it, and you will find that to be very true. There are people out there who genuinely do actually have, they've established a way of more or less finding a meaning and a purpose for their life, right? Imagine if that man went around saying, the doctor told me if I run at this age, I'm gonna provoke something, right? I'm not telling you to go against what's going on. I'm just saying that, like, you can't let people limit you, right? Obviously, there's caution you take. Have a healthy meal, have a healthy diet. I'm sure there's caution he takes. Healthy diet, lots of rest, hydrate a lot, okay? Proceed with caution. And yeah, caution's important, but at the same time, you really have to understand what is it that you're prioritizing.